Hey, fantastic. I wanted to welcome everybody here today. We are streaming out and broadcasting. It's a great day. Everybody put your hands in the air and say, I am ready.
I am ready.
It's really about, there you go. It's really about education. It's about getting to know, what you can do. Hold on. Let me just do one thing. Everybody, if you can mute yourself, that would be fantastic. I've got you guys muted for just mute entry. There we go. Okay. So if everybody can mute themselves, that would be great. I wanted to welcome everybody to Speakers Theater. We have a couple of people out today because we're running another calls. We actually have it broadcasting out to different channels. We usually run about 9 channels. So we got Donna running the channels. So say hi, Donna. We also know that when you run events through the October, November, sometimes you get a little less people, and we don't care. Who's here is here. We're also moving out to our live events. Of course, we have about 300 live events and 200 virtual. We have Power Team luncheons at the Mentor Studio. We have all the forums. We have the speakers forum. We have the podcasting forum. Boy, I've been on a lot of calls. And we're just rocking and rolling and having way too much fun. That's what we're doing. So today what we do is we'll start in about 8 minutes officially as people get on. But what we're going to do is we're going to first move into a mastermind. That's going to be a group of you working together to create something out of nothing, which is a beautiful piece. You do that. Then we're going to move into what's called shameless promotion. You get to say who you are, what you do, and I'll go through it all again. Who you are, what you do, and you then get to post in the chat to make connections with people. Shameless promotion is really about who you are, what you do, and at the same time, the greatest part about that is how can I offer or be a benefit to somebody else. I'm going to see a bunch of you soon. We just had the Rainmaker in Orlando, so that was a lot of fun. Misty got stuck, but she learned so much through the time. I got out last plane. Isn't that funny how it all works? We've got Power Team lunches coming up, and we have a lot of other events coming up. So we also have breakfast. Between the association with the Mentor Studio and Power Team, we just have way too much fun all the time. So it's great just to have everybody here. The biggest thing you need to know, unless you shouldn't, or there's a reason you shouldn't, is turn the cameras on because you're going to move into a group together. Miss Mueller there, I'm going to be seeing you in Olympia in just a little bit. That's fantastic. We also have Power Team lunches going to be hitting in Washington State. Let me show you guys. This is amazing. If you take a look at from a perspective of how many lunches and get-togethers we have from that side, I'm just going to share a screen if that's okay with everybody. So look at this. This is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. That's basically October. Plus the events we have. So these are all luncheons, lunch and learns, get-togethers. And then the greatest thing about that is we do this as a team and community, and these aren't even all filled in yet. I'm letting everybody know right away. We also have the breakfast. The breakfast are mastermind sessions in local areas. We have Vegas, Charlotte, Philadelphia, Dallas, Scottsdale, Irvine, California is coming up. We have about 6 more. We have Honolulu coming on board. So it's a great place for all of us to get together. It's a great place to learn, to get to know people, and to really see how that makes a difference and how we structure what we do and the greatness of what we do. The other thing, too, we know this week is that our big list for the Speakers Playhouse did not get the invite for the call. So starting next week, they'll all get the invite. So that will bring many more people into it. If you know people who want to join us, who want to really mastermind and learn and build their business and be an entrepreneur and grow and be part of the team, invite anybody. This is complimentary for everybody. And at the same time, shamelessly promote their business, which is always a great place to be, and go from there. We are broadcasting out to 9 different channels. We're all over Facebook, Twitch, LinkedIn. I don't even know where else we're broadcasting to. Donna's got 2, obviously 2. I say 2. Yes, 2. She's got 2 computers up because one's the broadcast, one's the live, and then the mic through it. She is the lead trainer at the Mentor Studio, so we're very excited to have her on board. We have a lot of the team here. We have people obviously here mostly from the U.S. at the moment, but our Canadian cohort just jumped on. It's always good to see those Canadian cohorts. And it's a great day as we do this. And this call every Thursday has anywhere from 15 to 20 people to 75. We also go out to all the different channels. So typically 300 to 400 get to listen to who you are and what you do. And we're going to build that up. What we're doing is we're on a 3-month build up. And then January, February, we're going to go out to broadcast. So we're very excited by that, but we're just getting the flow. We're getting how it feels. We're getting to see what we want to do with it and how that's going to look as we move to that step, and that will make a big difference. So I'm just going to wait about 2 more minutes, and then we're going to move into the mastermind. If I move somebody into the mastermind that just got on, first of all, smile, be nice to them, right? And then let them go last, but teach them what to do. I think that's always that critical piece, is how do I engage with others? How do I really be of service and make a difference? And how do I, within a small group, get my message across in a short period of time? That's a big piece as you're doing this. Now, most of you have been on this call before, so I don't have to do a whole preamble about who I am and do all that fun stuff. Usually I'll take 5 minutes and do that, and Donna too, but we don't need to. You all know Donna and I are. But what we would like is that everybody on this call to share it with people you know. Share it with Texas is about to come into the house. Share it with everybody you know, and that makes a difference as we do the masterminding, as we do the shameless promotion, as we move forward as a team and a group together. And at the same time, what happens is we get new blood all the time, and we're going to start promotion. We're actually going to start running ads and all of that. But I've been very careful because as the team knows, I like a select group. I like to know who you are, what you're doing on this call, how you come in, what it is for you, what you can learn, and what that means for you. And that will make a big difference. And some of you, too, who are in the elite program, you're going to learn to be running these calls. So listen. And, get the phrasing, look at what we do, how we do it. You're going to be trained. You're going to be working with Donna and myself. And the greatest thing about that is it's you're learning how to take a short period of time and make a difference. How to take that short period of time, that's good. How to take that short period of time and just transfer that information so people get it. They want to be on the call. There's a reason they should stay on. What's in it for them? They're always asking at the beginning. That's the piece that makes a difference all the time, is what's in it for them. Everybody got that? What's in it for them is that part that we all ask in the beginning, and we move forward. So, all right, time to go into the mastermind. Now, what happens when you go into the mastermind is we still have to broadcast. So we still have to chat with everybody out there. The other thing, too, is when you come back for shameless promotion time, what I want you all to know, the critical piece is when you put your information in the chat, Donna's putting it all out to the broadcast channels. So make it clear and concise. My name is, right? So here's what you're going to do in the mastermind to start. My name is Michael Silvers. I'm managing partner of the Mentor Studio and executive vice president of the Power Team. And we're going to do, we'll do business challenges today. We did social media, but let's just do my greatest business challenge this week is, and everybody comes up with more clients, more patients, more this, more that. I get all that. See if there's something different that registers in your brain, something you want covered, something you're looking at from a different perspective. My biggest challenge in business this week is, everybody got that? My biggest challenge in business this week is. Then what you do in the mastermind is you're going to take basically all the ideas, and then you're going to vote as a team which one you're going to work on first. So you're going to there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There'll be about 8 of you in the group. And what's going to happen is take 30 seconds each and do the first part, right? So that's 4 minutes. You then have 3 minutes to make a decision, go through what are the challenges and make a decision. Okay, we're up to 7 minutes. Then you're going to take 10 minutes and start solving all the problems. So at the 20-minute mark, I'm going to bring you back. And when I bring you back, I want to hear from each of you what you learned. I want to hear from somebody. Pick a representative of your group, so do it within the group. Who's going to present to the rest of the group? And even if you've been in that group, it does not matter. Because people are listening to this out in the Ethernet. Have somebody as the representative. I'll be asking for the representative and give us a 1-minute presentation on what business challenge you worked on and what are the solutions around it. You're going to be teaching and training. Teaching and training is a huge piece. Teaching and training makes all the difference. Now, if somebody comes on, again, who hasn't been here, didn't hear the preamble, in the group, be gentle, be easy, and work with them. I like bigger groups and smaller groups. So with the numbers the way we sit right now, I'm going to put most of you into one group. We can always let it go for 25 minutes. It's better networking. It's sharper and better information you get. If a lot more people jump on in the next 10 minutes, I'll put them into their own group and tell them what to do. So without any further ado, I'm going to let you guys go at this point, 25 minutes. Donna will make sure I actually bring you back. We're going to be talking online to the group out here. If you have any problem in the group, first of all, turn your camera on. Secondly, turn your camera on. Thirdly, turn your camera on. Make sure that you're interactive with the group and your microphones are ready to go. Yeah, turn your camera on. Jennifer says, she's got her camera on. That's good. If you can't turn your camera on, make sure that you unmute yourself so the team knows you are there and you are participating. So I'm going to set up the breakout rooms, and then we're going to rock and roll from that period. I'm not going to put my co-hosts in just for a moment. I'm going to do this. Okay, if you have a big room, it doesn't matter. I'd rather have more of you than less of you. It's much more fun that way. Let me just create it. There we go. I love all the new buttons on Zoom. It just makes such a fun time. That's all done. I already set it on. Bye, everybody.
All right. Well, welcome. I see several of you out here watching out on the live stream. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And let me make sure that I'm not in a room over here. Okay. How to switch
recording in progress.
There you go. I'm going to make you a co-host.
So that everyone can hear. So welcome here.
Yeah. All right. They're in breakout rooms, Misty. You want to go into one? We are recording. We are live, by the way.
Hugo is here, guys. Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Yeah, Misty, you want to? Oh, no, let's leave Misty here. Donna, yes. You can interview Misty.
Yes, absolutely. We can definitely do this. So we're
Donna, we can't hear you.
You can't hear me? What?
Your both computers are muted.
That is so weird.
See, everybody, we do.
There we go.
There we go.
Welcome, live streamers. I can see you out there. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 of you already out here on the live streams watching. So welcome to Speakers Theater. And yes, right now everybody is in breakout rooms and they are masterminding and networking with what they are working on and getting to know each other. And when they come back, they're going to do some shameless promotion sharing about themselves, what they do. But what you can also see here as well on the bottom of our screen, going out to all of the different channels that we have. We have Facebook, we have LinkedIn, we have YouTube, we even have Twitch. If you don't know what Twitch is, you might just want to Google it, go to twitch.com, because it actually creates your own TV channel for you. And so if you want to join us and jump into one of those breakout rooms, all you have to do is to go to PowerTeamUSAZoom.com. You can see it scrolling on the bottom of the screen. Go ahead and join, and we will get you into a breakout room. And if you want to share your message, definitely jump on the live Zoom, because as you get to share that, as you get to put your contact information into the chat, then I am sharing it out here onto all of the live streams, and it goes out to other speakers. It goes out to other podcasters, to all the people that are watching. And I know there are promoters out there. So your story is too big to play small. And if you're sharing your information, sharing your story, being your authentic self, as those promoters are out there, they can connect with you, contact you, book you for their stages. You just never know what's going to happen here for Speakers Theater. So while they are in their breakout room for the next 20-ish minutes or so, I have here with me Misty Kerrigan, who is one of the top elite mentors in the Mentor Studio, one of the sponsors here for Speakers Theater. The other sponsor is Power Team. So on the Power Team side, she's also a rainmaker, and she's going through the Platinum Speaker Program. So welcome, Misty.
Hey, Donna.
How are you today?
I am very excited. Just got out of a training in the state of California.
Nice, nice, nice. And so share with us a little bit about you, your background, your coaching background, and what do you do personally for your own business?
So I have a 21 years mental health experience, writing and directing and creating multi-million-dollar programs for a nonprofit. I train across the state of California. I write curriculum for different mental health programs. And then I went back and got a industrial organizational psychology degree so that I could make a bigger impact and help individuals with small businesses or entrepreneurs, because I believe that children should all have connections to some sort of entrepreneur or a small business owner, Because I think the way I was raised, not raised around that, was very much get a job, have security. But we all know that entrepreneur or even having a side hustle or owning your small business opens up so much more opportunity when you're able to help yourself and stay secure. And I also notice, unfortunately, sometimes when entrepreneurs and small businesses are struggling, they spend less time at home with the kids. So you start the business to raise the family, and unfortunately, sometimes it pulls you away. But if you get that combination just right, where you're able to attend those basketball games and football games and practices and take the kids to school while making a bigger impact in your community and sometimes the world, depending on your business, that synergy is not only going to help you connect with your family, but man, those kids are going to be amazing as they grow up and what they want to be and how they want to impact the world. Just getting to see entrepreneurs, their kids grow up and have that, the sense of, I guess Bill Walsh said it best. He said, why teach your kids to fish when you could teach them to buy the pond and help more people? I thought that was pretty profound.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So with all of the people and all the good things that you're doing within your coaching practice, tell us, what are some of the results that your typical client receives by working with you one-on-one?
So I am huge on ADHD, not only because I have it, but been working with it for many, many years. But I've noticed coming out of the mental health world and jumping into the business world, I did not realize that struggling with anxiety, overwhelm, confusion, lack of clarity, all the things I was doing in the mental health world, small business owners and entrepreneurs were struggling with themselves. Burnout, to the question of why did I even start this, not remembering kind of why they got into the business, because everything is kind of piling and seeming overwhelming, especially coming out of 2020 for some. So I just started to put together some of the same programs, but for entrepreneurs in the sense of how to handle anxiety, overwhelm. And one of the greatest things, tools that we have is our focus. So our focus is our future. So what I do is I help create business maps, not plans, because sometimes people get overwhelmed with step by step, but they really, if they wanted a step by step, they would probably have a job or work for someone else. So what I found with entrepreneurs is giving them a map of where they're going and why they're going and milestones along the way to celebrate really helps them stay energized at a 10 to want to get up every day and live out that vision while they're making that mission happen within their business. And when they're excited about their business, opportunities open up, and opportunities are definitely pushed in towards you. What do you call that, Donna? I think you call it attraction. The things we want most become attracted to us instead of us out there hustling and grinding to get it. It just flows.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So if you had to share 2 tips with all of our listeners that are out here on the live stream, what are your best 2 tips that you could share with everybody?
Pull out your schedule book, pull out your calendar, and already work on 2023 in the final quarter of 2022. Put things into your future. Put at least your conferences you're going to learn more about what you do. Put in your business where you want to be. Where do you what numbers do you want? A lot of times what we found out, and I know Donna, you coach this too, is some business owners and coaches only look at their numbers once a year during tax time. So really just looking at if things are already in your future and you already have checkpoints, then you'll be able to stay more on top of it and exceed them than start to panic around tax time when you're really looking at your numbers. Your numbers are your greatest compass, and they help you direct where it is you're going. So don't be scared of them. Emotional wise, hold someone's hand, throw up, but always being able to scale them. You've got to look at your numbers. What you measure will change, and it'll change for the good, even though sometimes those first few measurements, I know me, sometimes when I get back on that scale, the weight scale, it really helps me like come into fruition of, okay, what have I been doing? Because everything in those numbers was directly related to something I chose to do or not do. It's the same thing for our business numbers. Everything in our business numbers is a direct relation to what we chose to do or not do. And when we own those a little more, man, are we able to not do the business out of anxiety or reaction, but really be proactive in everything we do.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely with that. And I know a lot of you are watching here on the live stream, and so welcome to Speakers Theater. Our entire group is in the breakout rooms masterminding, but I held Misty Kerrigan back here to interview and ask her some questions about her coaching business, some tips that she's sharing with us so that you guys also receive some value out there. And if you want to join and click on and get into your breakout room, share, mastermind, network with some other amazing, great people, all you have to do is go to Power Team USA Zoom.com, and that will take you directly here to our Zoom link. We'll put you in the breakout room. But more importantly, what we have right after breakout rooms is we have shameless promotion, as we call it. So you get to talk about yourself, share your links, how people can contact with you. And remember, regardless of what channel you're listening to here, we are broadcasting out to about 9 different places. And so through that broadcast, they're seeing all of your comments. They're listening on a lot of different channels. So definitely you'll want to stay tuned, jump on the call, be a part of this. And for those of you that just want to stay here on the live stream, a couple of you have been sharing a few of your comments. I'm going to highlight those here real quick. One person here, as a Facebook user, says great things came out of being stuck in Orlando. So a lot of people that were in Orlando this last week during the hurricane were there for a business conference with Power Team. So a lot of the great things are coming out. And another person said, truly amazing for Speakers Theater. So if you have a comment or a question, go ahead and put it here in the chat and on the Facebook page that you're listening to, and it'll pop up here on my screen. We'll make sure we get those questions over to either Misty or myself or Michael, who's hosting for Mentor Studio and Power Team. So with that, Misty, I'd like, one of the things that I've been thinking about a lot about over the last couple of days is that we tend to equate time with money. And I came from an industry saying, it's okay to charge for your time because it's in an industry that we thought we had to give away all of our gifts for free. So I got programmed how to charge for my time and then what's reasonable to charge so it's affordable for everybody. But what we really learned in the coaching world, and with all of the things that you went through in Orlando, you were at Rainmaker, all the business coaching, what you coach your clients on, we really ought to be charging for our value versus our time. So can you share with us what that's like to charge for your value versus your time?
Now, the great part to really break yourself of charging for your time is to write down everything you do and then divide it. Because some people think they're making, I charge $200 an hour and that's really great. But that's the time you spend in front of your client, right? But what about the time you spend writing your program or doing your curriculum or your social media or the marketing to work with your program, or even the time you spend prepping for the call or after the call? So by the time you add everything up, you probably have at least 5 hours per 1 hour of client. So now divide 6 into 200 and you're not making that $200 an hour that you're charging for that. So another way to break that is if you really think about it, they say you have to be, a lot of people want to make 7 figures in their business, right? That's $500 an hour to reach 7 figures in your business. So if you're running a 7-figure business, then you're looking at $500 an hour, which is including all the prep work and all your post work, then charge hourly by that. And you'll notice how that shot up from a couple hundred an hour to at least 500 an hour. So once you kind of get through that drill of understanding, wow, I do more than just an hour, hour and a half of work. What I have to do is really think, what results am I giving and why is it me? Out of everyone else who helps with this result, why me? And the best way to look at that is time. So a lot of times when sometimes I do speaking coaching, and I say it's $1,000 for 3 sessions. The 3 sessions are about an hour. They say, that's a lot of money. I say, absolutely, but you could go for $150 for 6 months and join Toastmasters. And they're an amazing community, amazing group, but that's going to take 6 months. Or we could take 3 hours for the $900 and you could get the same results. Which do you want to invest in, the time or getting it faster? Because if it's the money, there's different programs out there. You could definitely have that. So what I found when coaching is, you're coaching a faster result, you're going to charge more. And for instance, one of the things that we love is taking different people's programs. And what I've learned in those programs, especially having a master's degree, is 3 years and $50,000 was an expensive education. $5,000 for 3 days to get just as much information. I'd pay that every single day and not take those 3 years and $50,000 for that higher education. And now that I'm against higher education, clearly, but you're really looking at what time frame am I hacking to get this information.
Mm-hmm. And all of those, everything that you shared there, those are all really, really great and good points. But it kind of begs the question for me. And because a lot of us are in the service industry, we, in our mindset, are charging for, well, a session is an hour. My coaching time is an hour. But yet a plumber, for example, who's also in the service industry, will come along and will, say you have a plumbing issue, it'll tap on the pipe in a certain area and it's all fixed because they have the information, knowledge, and wisdom of what to do, where to do it, and how to tap the pipe. And it might not take an hour. It might only take 10 minutes, but they still might charge for the entire hour for that knowledge, for that wisdom, for that information. So how does somebody, if you were coaching them, rectify that just because it took 10 minutes to do what they were asking, it didn't take the full hour, you should be charging the same for the full hour? What would you say to a client like that?
Same thing about the time. Like, would you not want that done in 10 minutes instead of an hour, and you're paying for the unclog, not the time it took me to unclog it? And I love that. And we've had this conversation before too, because you have years of experience in the different, my new favorite word, if you've heard me talk long enough these last few weeks, is realm. Donna has at least 6 different realms of education, sometimes a year of experiential education within inside of what she does. I still can't tell you what she does. All I know is that it works, and I'm making 33% more than I made before coaching with her, before taking one of her coaching programs. Now, the funny part is if you take into consideration, I'll tell you what my accountant told me. I gave her a proposal, and she sent it back, and she said it's not enough, which was funny because it was a proposal for her. And I said, it's not enough. And she says, during tax season, I charge $1,000 an hour because the people that need me the most are the least prepared. The people that need me the most are the least prepared, and they need what I have the fastest. It's $1,000 an hour. So if you add up all your personal development, all your education, and everything it took for you to get where you are, what was that investment for you? So let's just say for me personally, it's over $200,000 minimum investment in books, personal development, higher education, all the programs I've taken, because I love personal development. So if I have $200,000 worth of education, worth of experience, and I charge lower, that's decreasing my value and what it took to get here. Because some of us, and I know, Donna, how many years have you been doing this coaching? For me, it's 21 years in mental health. 21 years and $200,000, and I can help you with your anxiety or your non-focus in probably about maybe 50 minutes, sometimes more because I talk a lot, but that's on me, is getting you faster than what it took for me to get where I am. Was that something you'd be willing to invest in? Mm-hmm. Now, the crazy part with this is, though, and this is the trick, if you're not at a level of where you're valuing yourself, you will devalue and you will relate back to, I'm charging per hour. Mm-hmm. So get a coach. It might just be a belief thing. Donna's really good at that. It might not be, am I charging? Is it the value? If you don't have the belief in what you're serving, then it's you. Get a coach. And then once you have that coach, invest in that coach, and then you'll be really, really great. The other thing is find out. I piss people off so much in a certain realm because I tell them, I know a lady that charges $7,000 a session because she gets results. And people in that same sort of industry are like, what the hell? $7,000? I charge $100 an hour. I said, oh, she charges way more. And then they start thinking, well, she's charging that, why aren't I? So another way to motivate yourself, find out what you do and who does what you do and what they charge. My chiropractor, we did the same thing. She was charging $80 an hour. New people out of what she does were at 120. And she's like, I've been doing this for 120 years, and this new kid's charging 120. What does that say? Well, she rose right quick within that next week. She started charging 100 an hour because that's where the people's value of what they're paying were. Now, if you're overcharging and no one's buying, that's a different subject. But right now what we're talking about is how many of you out there are devaluing everything you've done to get to what you are and the magic of what you have. Because if you're devaluing that, you're going to find yourself struggling and not flowing.
And one of the stories that I absolutely love that you share from time to time, I'm going to ask you for this, is how you took somebody that had a dog walking business to seven figures, to
Six
maximize
figures, yes.
6 figures, dog walking to 6 figures in less than a year, because you taught her how to value what she does versus the time walking the dog. Will you share with us a little bit about that?
I love creating customer journeys through this. I'm obsessed with psychology. So I do it on the psychology of your customer, not what you think your customer wants. Because as business owners and entrepreneurs, we screw that up all the time. What we need to do is get into their head and run their journey. So she was a dog walker and she was charging, the normal, I think it was like $20 an hour or whatever. So we sat down and we were really looking at psychologically who absolutely loves their dogs like children. And you find out who they are, because if they're who loves their dogs like children, they're going to really invest in their dogs. Well, luckily for that psychology, I have that. I love my dogs. They're amazing, but I travel a lot because I speak around the country and soon around the world. So when I'm traveling and my spouse is coming with me, we want someone that loves our dogs as much as us. And I want someone to make sure that my house is okay or that certain things are still happening even though I can't be home. So I'm paying for trust. So what we did with her is we really made that branding is that you could trust me. A lot of times people want to give that to the teenagers, right? Mm-hmm. Oh, my friend has a teenager. Well, guess what they're doing? Drinking your alcohol, having parties, or they're not. And they don't love your dog as much as you love your dog.
I want your
So what we did, we took that investment in. She loves animals. She has a background in them, and she'll love your dog as much as you do when you're gone. So that way we then upped her prices because people weren't paying for the dog walking. They were paying for what she does during that dog walking, which is build a relationship, have that part of where she's actually spending time with your dogs. If you're not a dog lover, this sounds exactly silly. I know it. But there are some dog lovers who want people to be around their dog more than a few minutes a day just feeding them when they're gone. They want their dogs to have love and kisses and cuddles. Mm-hmm. So we just created a program where she meets the need of that they're feeling guilty about. So once we felt their guilt, they're willing to invest in what she does. And here's the great thing. We do business with people we know, like, and trust. All she had to do was get into a certain neighborhood where the people absolutely loved her and started bragging about her. And now she has a wait list.
Right. And before I forget, let me have you throw your information here in the chat, in the Zoom, so I can share it out here to all of our live streamers so people can get in touch with you if they have more questions. But I really do have one more quick question for you here. How do you find the audience for your price point? Because we talked about, if you're coaching and you're charging $7,000 for a session or for the value that you're providing, or how to get the right dog owners for you to build trust with them. So there are people that need to trust and love dogs like you love dogs. How do you find the right audience?
Well, I don't carry purses, but I know lots of women that do. And the first time I was joining one in a store, I almost peed myself because there was a nice wallet. And I said, ooh, how much is that wallet? And the lady said, $700. And I said, does it have a TV? And she didn't laugh. And I wasn't even making a joke. because I couldn't understand why this wallet was $700 for something that was holding your money. And it was apparently a Coach store. It wasn't even, there's higher prices than that. So what you're looking at, you have people that shop at Walmart, you have people that shop at all the way over to, what's a fancy name for a purse? I know you know one.
Tiffany's. I don't know
Tiffany's.
if they have purses or not. I don't have one near me, but.
Coach. Oh my gosh, I even know this stuff.
Right, Michael
Let's
even
see,
knows it.
Prada.
Prada.
Well, Coach is sort of Prada.
Okay, I do have a Coach
Yves
purse.
Saint Laurent.
But it was a gift.
Michael's good.
And I'm going to bring them back in 2 minutes.
Okay, but okay.
So know your audience. So are you going after Walmart customers, or are you going after people who care about what they're branding when they're walking around with their bag? I've never seen women smile so much when someone walks up to them and asks, "Oh, where'd you get your bag?" "Oh, this one," or "I looked for that style." So in a weird way, it's psychologically in that realm a way to show like not esteem, what do you call that? Like a certain class, right? Look at me, I've made it. I have this nice bag. And we used to do that in sports. My Nikes, I still wear Nikes to this day. So you really want to look at where your prices fit. Here's the crazy part. Sometimes your prices are too low and people don't want to pay them because they're too low, because they think there's no value in them being that low. You think I'm joking? Oh my gosh. I worked with some people, and Michael has too, where we've raised their prices and sold them out just because we upped their prices, because people were hesitant to buy because they were worried about the price. That blows some people's minds away, but that's the psychology of the customer you're working with, not what you think it's worth.
Right. And that brings a really great question here, because everything you just talked about touched on all goes to brand loyalty, which I know you just did a training for with the Mentor Studio on all the different ways to create brand loyalty and to increase your income through that loyalty and how to put all of this together. So with that, if you guys want to catch that replay or be a part of it, you just got to be a part of the Mentor Studio. That's all I'm going to have to say. So Michael, right back to you.
All right, fantastic. And there's many ways to join the Mentor Studio. Donna will put the link in there so you can just join us there. We're going to bring the room back. Here we go. Breakout rooms are closing. It's a 1, it's a 2, it's a 3, and here they come. It's a 10-second delay. But it's all good to have everybody out there. It's really great to have all of you on the call today. Now we're going to bring them back, and you all could be part of this too, because you can register for the Speakers Theater. You can also register for the Mentor Studio. So there's 2 ways you can do this, and Donna will put links back there. Thank you all. By the way, welcome back, everybody. Those were great questions from the audience, and Misty, you just gave great information, so that was fantastic. Let's give Misty a big round of applause. You guys didn't hear her. So here's what we're going to do. I want to know what you guys learned. A couple of you, just open your mics. Tell me just a couple seconds of what you learned, and then tell me who is your spokesperson.
We
Stick your
talked
hands
about
up if you have.
grants, and Miss Jessica is our spokesperson because she's got the smart jacket on.
Oh, the smart jacket. All right, what else did you guys learn in there before I bring Jessica?
Yeah, we were basically talking about what was our biggest challenge. It turned out to be actual finance, where to get money and capital to grow businesses. And so it was very interesting to look at everybody's different perspective on how they grow their business.
Fantastic. I love it. That's such a piece, because what happens with most businesses, we undercapitalize. They always undercapitalize. It happens all the time. So, oh boy, if we could just run that one great ad to that one area, if we only had, and you don't. So it typically happens in most businesses, especially when you don't have the long-term plan, or when you do it. You want to do it from the perspective of I'll let you guys tell us. But basically, you want to do it from the perspective of how do I make my business run? What are my numbers? Do I know my numbers? How do I make it go? At the same time, knowing that marketing is basically 60% of your budget. You have to look at things like that. All right. Miss Jessica, teach us.
Hello, everyone. I'm so excited to always be on. I absolutely love this community, guys. So, our question was something that I find that I haven't found in a discussion in the breakout rooms about finance. And the first thing brought up is someone said that, you know, when you find an investor, whoever writes the check is in control, and they didn't like that idea. So what are other ways that we could find capital to fund our business, our marketing, a new startup business? And, you know, 3 really great ideas came up. So number 1 was grants, right? There's a ton of grants out there, especially, you know, we're taught from Bill Walsh as well that zip code grants, county grants, small business grants, women-owned business grants. I mean, there's such a variety of grants out there, and of course, the best thing about grants is you don't have to pay them back. So all you have to do, I believe if it's under 250K, it's usually easier to apply for. Anything above 250K gets a little more complicated. So to go after, I guess, the low-hanging fruit first, I would say. The second thing we talked about was GoFundMe accounts. That people seem to be pretty successful with GoFundMes for startup companies or ideas to bring to life. And so what we discussed a little bit was, you know, maybe if someone were to add to your GoFundMe page, you would offer an early bird membership or some kind of valuable education or something that has to do with the product or business you're building, as, you know, I would say as value and as a thank you for supplying some capital to make this become a reality. I thought that was really, really great. I really liked that as well. And then the third thing was tax saving. You know, we're in the 4th quarter. We're coming up to the end of the year. Taxes are coming up. We can count on that every single year. And depending on where your business is, meaning where you open your LLC, we had this great tax guy teach us about this. I don't know, his name might be Albert. And he said, you know, look for the states that taxes are a lot lower, because why would you opt to pay an extra 20% more being in a state, your LLC in the state where the taxes are higher rather than the states where taxes are lower. And he mentioned things like Alaska, Florida, Nevada. Those are the ones that stuck with me. Texas, yes, Texas. You know, it doesn't matter if you actually live there or not. You can open up your business there and still reap the tax benefit. So those are the 3 things we learned. I think that was super helpful for me because my goal right now is to raise capital for this huge mission and vision I have. And so I enjoyed that, and hopefully you all enjoyed that as well.
All right, give a round of applause for that. That went out to all our channels too. That was amazing, Jessica. You did great. Well, thank you all, and I'm glad you learned, because it really is that to spend time in a community, to spend time together, I think always makes a difference for what we learn, for what we're able to do, for what the information we're able to sort of hunt out. And that's really your being service moment. So that's really incredible too. Now we're about to go into the shameless promotion, what's in it for you, and that's all that counts at the moment. For those of you listening online, we're also going to have a little education afterwards, and a little education about there's many different ways to do this. But I think what's really important right now is we are in the last quarter, and is there any tidbits we need to know from really a business or a tax perspective that makes a difference? So after we do this shameless promotion piece, Albert, do you have a couple minutes afterwards to do a little training?
For you guys, always. You know, I always like to talk, so.
All right, you're amazing as you do that. That's always great. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do that. He'll talk for about 8 minutes after we do the shameless promotion piece and teach you that. I think that's really important. And then, Catherine, I'd like you just to spend 5 to 7 minutes teaching the importance of, people don't understand polls. They don't understand quizzes. They don't understand the usage or anything like that. So if you could cover that a little bit, just a couple tips of what you should do and why people even do it. Because people love to throw polls up all the time, but you know what they look like. They make me crazy. So just spend a couple minutes, and then we'll be done, everybody. And what you get to do is, if you're one of our elite members, every week we rotate through who gets to do a presentation that goes out to all our channels, and we go from there. So here we go. Shameless promotion time. First of all, if you'd like to shamelessly promote yourself and your business for 20, 25 seconds, go ahead and hit the reaction button down below. Raise your hand. I know your hand is up. What you're going to do is you're going to say, my name is Michael Silvers. I am managing partner of the Mentor Studio. And as managing partner of the Mentor Studio, okay, because you want people to remember you, here's what we do. We serve the underserved. We create a community of mentors around the world and in every single country that's available. We meet on a weekly basis. We make it blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is you're going to say. And to contact me, or this is not, oh my God, join my business time. This is just giving your information out so people are interested. The other thing too, if you're a podcaster or a speaker and you're looking for stages or want to be on stages or have a stage or a podcast people could be on, put that in. My name is Michael Silvers. I run the Mentor Studio podcast. I'm always looking for great guests in this realm. Here's my contact information. So you can use this time for whatever it is that you need at the moment. Do realize Donna is punting this out to all the different channels. So what I want you to do, and the important piece here, is make sure that you type it in only after you've gone. Type it in, because we have people looking at the different channels right now, and we want to make sure that they get it, so they put a name with a face. Some people are only listening. We know that right now. So make sure that you also clearly can state or give them something easy to, if you want to contact me, this is what you can do, especially if you're US based, text the letters TMF, make it easy for them if they're listening. So you've got that kind of listener. So, all right. So anybody wants to shamelessly promote yourself, go to the reactions button, click the reactions button and raise your hand. This should be just about all of you. You know, nothing else. You can say, my name is, this is what I do, and I'm just so thankful to be here, right? Because this is also that giving back, that thankful time. You excite people, you get them to know, maybe, you know, whatever that is, you go from there. But this is a time that you really can promote yourself, let people know on different channels out there who you are, what you're about, and you go from there. There we go. Keep pushing those buttons, people. I expect most of you to do it. All right, with that expectation as we set forward, fantastic. Here we go. We're going to start with Mr. Albert Corey. Got to unmute yourself, baby.
Everybody, my name is Albert Corey. You see, and I'm starting a new program, the Ultimate Financial Guide. We're going to show you how simple accounting will take your business to the next level. Put a 1 if you're seeing below, if you felt like you overpaid whatever government, whether it's Canada or the US. Well, we're here to help you make sure you pay less, make sure you got the right corporation going. And you need to get a hold of me for my 10 best tips to put more money in your pocket. Everybody take out your cell phone in your left hand. Come on, everybody take out your cell phone in your left hand. Now in your right hand, to get that $299 value, text Taxman, TAXMAN to 26786. That's Taxman, TAXMAX to 26786. The end.
Give him a thunderous round of applause. Well done. Well done. I love this shameless promotion time. Albert, you are always the best. The best. All right. Now, next up, she's here. She's here to stay. She's excited and she knows how to play. Let's give it up for, make sure you take your mics open, Jennifer.
Hello, everyone.
It's you.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Jennifer Sebastian. I'm in the business of apartment. Let the money work for you instead of you working with the money. And we also have a meetup once a month right here in Arizona. If you're in different state, let me know. I'll send you the Zoom link. And also, we're trying to get into zero tax because my husband is a physician and we pay high taxes. Until now, we still pay 20%, but we're trying to get into zero tax, and hopefully that's this year. Let's connect. I'll put information in the chat box. Thank you.
Give her a round of applause. Well done, Jennifer. That was great. You guys are awesome. All right, next up, she's smiling, she's happy, she's jumping up and down. Let's give it up for Jessica.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jessica Brothers. I'm a board-certified integrative nutritionist, human biologist, and expert health strategist. Basically, what I'm asking is if you've ever experienced depression, anxiety, can't sleep, so you have insomnia, stomach issues, you seem like you can't lose weight, you just don't feel right. Well, we help people naturally obtain their best health. And we simplify it. And honestly, it's as simple as a 60-second cheek swab away. We're happy to answer questions. Simply email me, jessica@jessicabrothers.com. I'll put all my info right in the contact. And what it's really about is getting you to feel what normal feels like, which is really, really good, guys. Let's do this. Let's make the world a happier place.
Let's do it. Give her a round of applause, everybody. Well done. Rock and roll, Jessica. All right. Now he's calling in from the hottest place on the planet, always there to be of service. Let's give it up for Eric.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, my name's Eric Holtz. I'm the co-founder of the Coachworks Marketplace. We are a done-for-you marketplace for coaches and consultants to offer your courses, your subscriptions, your memberships. You don't have to worry about using those other big course hosting platforms where you got to spend hours and hours trying to figure out how to make their systems work. All you have to do is bring me your content and my team will put it up, saving you thousands of dollars and hours of your time to do this. Not only that, but we've also partnered with the Mentor Studio to offer services to them. So it's a great networking opportunity. You come work with us, we work with them, everybody wins. So I'm going to put my information in chat. And also, if you take out your phone, you text the word coach, COCH, to 26786. One of my team will be more than happy to follow up with you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Give Eric a thunderous round of applause. How did you get coached? That's a good one. Well done. All right, lower your hand. And now, calling in from the tundra, the cold, the heat. You never know what it's going to be up there because it just goes from hot to cold, hot to cold. Let's give it up from our Canadian standpoint to Catherine.
Yes, and it does go hot to cold. My name is Catherine O'Leary. I am the quiz queen. I help coaches, speakers, authors, podcasters, and broadcasters ask the best questions to get the best clients. And if you want to learn more, you can text quiz, QUIZ, to 26786.
That was good. Good. Give her a thunderous round of applause. See, and she threw the Z in there. That's just so the Commonwealth part. We get all that. That's good. I like that. Much better than C. So you guys are awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you all very much for doing that. And here at the Speakers Theater, obviously what we do is we keep the time and we're right on time perfectly. We're going to have our 2 trainers and we're going to end a little bit early today. Here's what we don't. We don't talk just because we want to talk, right? We talk because we're here. We're always here for 90 minutes if you need, if there's people on. We also are responding to, obviously, people out there. Thank you, Donna, for doing that because she's a big part of it. Also, for you elites in the team, you're going to be learning to do this and work with her. So make sure that you set up the appointments. We'll probably actually have a team call also in a couple of weeks just so I can go everything too and see where everybody's at. So without any further ado, this is education time. Say the word is education. Oh, Donna, go ahead. Do your piece. You already put it in there.
I did put it in the chat as an example for everybody, but I am Donna Campbell. I am the lead director here at the Mentor Studio. So if you're looking at being a speaker, looking at being a podcaster, maybe you're a coach, maybe you're a business entrepreneur, in anything, in any category, if you are great at content, great at mentoring, have a heart of service, I'm looking for people who are loyal and dedicated and committed to being a part of a community because it's all about one team, one family, and one community. So just reach out to me. I'll reshare the information in the contact and just book your 15-minute appointment and I'll share with you more about the Mentor Studio.
Fantastic. Give her a round of applause. The other thing, too, I just wanted to cover this really quickly with everybody, so you know, and I talked about it a little earlier, and also talked about it with the team. So for those of you who have digital platforms, you know, and what you're finding is you get a new group of people, you get, you know, more people, but the numbers are going like this right now. And what you have to realize in the universe is that people have lived at home, right? They've lived at home. There was all this Zooming. Their kids were on Zooming. Well, now their kids are back in school and things are going on. Their nephews and nieces, and they're not sure what's going on. And where's the world going to go? And maybe I'm too busy. That's the term they always get. So I just can't show up for another call, or I can't show up for another place. Or they're back to work and they're working because they want to be working. The jobs are not a problem getting a job right now. So what happens is you have to take a look at Not do you have this massive amount of people on the call, but do you have the right people? And I want all of you to think of that, because I've had some speakers come to me and say, wow, my numbers on my calls are down. I'm like, fantastic. You're like, I don't know. Wait a minute, that doesn't work for me. No, seriously. Is it the numbers of the call or who's on the call? Well, I've got I had probably 8 of the greatest clients I've ever had. I'm like, there you go. There you go. You have to think of who is on the call. You have to think of with who is on the call, what does that mean to your business? And are they the people you want on there? You know, I'd rather have 10 of the greatest than 100 of the not really engaged. Does that make sense? How many of you have been on calls where there's 100 people on that call and there's literally not one camera open? How many have done that? Been on calls like that, right? We had a call like that this summer. I think we had 120 on. There was 120 and there was 2 cameras on. It's just not. I want the interaction in the community. I'd rather have the community tight with the numbers. And so what you have to do is you have to take a look at a couple of things. Are the numbers fulfilling your goals and objectives? If not, that's a different question. Is it about your ego expecting more people to be on, right? You have to look at that. Is it the kind of thing, are you able to really make a difference with everything that you do, and how do you do that, and how does that look? And that's going to be the biggest piece here. And we'll talk about it more over time, but just let it go. What it is for the moment, make sure your numbers, if your numbers aren't right, we can always talk about that and do a training on that. But I'm going to turn it over now because the quarter is hit. The man is ready. Let's give it over for Albert Corey. And Albert, tell him a little bit about who you are. You're on mute.
Okay. Thank you, Michael, Don, everybody in Mentor Studios. Misty, who did a great job in Orlando, helped me. My name is Albert Corey. For almost 4 decades, I've assisted over 25,000 business owners saving $60 million. Like that, $60 million. And really what it is teaching them simple marketing ways and accounting ways to start saving money. Bottom line is about saving money. Bottom line is make sure you know your tax deductions. One of the funniest things I see when I'm speaking on the stages is new entrepreneurs. They'll say, oh, I don't need to pay anybody. I can use TurboTax. Let me tell you something. If you got a business, okay, rule number 1, everybody put their hand up. Rule number 1, if you're making more than $100 an hour, okay, rule number 1, thou shalt not do TurboTax. Why? Because it doesn't talk back to you, okay? If you have a question, it's not going to go, unless you got a really new version with AI, which I haven't come up with that, it's not going to say, oh, this is how you answer it. But my number 1 problem I had with clients this year is nobody knows the dates. So actually I came up with this really cool, simple, raise your hand if you want to stop paying stupid fees to the government. I want everybody to raise your hand. If you listen to this on the chat world, put a number 1 if that's the case. So here's what I figured out about a month ago. I want everybody to take out their cell phone to make sure you don't pay late fees for filing your returns late to the IRS and to the state. Pick up your phone for the IRS stuff is on January 5th. You need to put up your phone. Please call my accountant guy to file me an extension and to send me a copy that it got sent. Why? Because if you don't send your business return by March 15th, they're going to kill you for $200 per person. LLCs, you pay $400 a month. Rule number 2, the day after 4th of July, put in your phone, I'm going to get everybody, come on. If you're on camera, you pick up your phone and go on your calendar and put on July 5th, I am going to get my bookkeeping done and get all my papers ready for my accountant dude. Okay? Which means if you don't want to get your bookkeeping done because you procrastinated, you need to go pay somebody. By the way, I know a great company that does bookkeeping at great prices. We won't mention their names. Okay? We won't mention their names. Text me and I'll tell you the company. So that if you didn't get it done, you call these people, make sure you get it done. Third date, August 5th. I made it all August 5th, 5, because I don't know, 5 should happen to be a good number. August 5th, you got to make sure you set the time to call somebody to get the stuff done. That alone will start putting more money in your pocket. That's why we changed the name to the Ultimate Financial Guide, because most people don't know these things. Okay, these are simple tips everybody can do almost instantly. It doesn't matter even if you're in Canada and different dates. But if you pay late in Canada, I'll guarantee you, just like Uncle Sam, the old Commonwealth, they'll put the hockey stick somewhere if you don't pay on time. Right? It's the truth. Everywhere, you don't pay on time. So that's some of the tips. Another tip is, I will tell you, if you're making just a little bit of money, don't do anything yourself. Don't do TurboTax yourself. Don't do QuickBooks yourself. Get somebody else to do it so you can go out and make more money. I'll guarantee you, by the time you sit down there and get the QuickBooks out, and you got to go here, you got to go there, it's costing you money. I don't know about you guys, but I'll guarantee everybody here on this call makes at least $100 an hour. Probably more, but minimum. Hell, plumbers make more than that, and we're not plumbers. So go out and get people to, go out and get somebody to do your bookkeeping. Because I'll guarantee you, you're not going to be stressing like I hear my phone. Oh, Albert, you didn't get my stuff done on time. What am I going to do? You lost all your hears. So do those tips. You're going to get your stuff done. And of course, a couple of things we will show you how to make your cell phone, your internet, Comcast, SunPass, vacations. It's all deductible. You want to ask me how you want to learn it all? Text Taxman to 26786 and go to the Calendly link and say, Albert, I want that free consultation to put more money in my pocket. The best 15 minutes that are free, get it the word free, you'll ever spend.
Albert, quickly too, what's another way that they can find your information? Because the Canadians and other people can't use that text opt.
Okay. If you can't go, you can go to taxmangift.com or Don, put my famous website, acorey.com. It has everything, Albert, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, phone number. Because guess what, everybody? I have a real office that I pay real rent. So I ain't hiding behind somebody's, I ain't no little creepy working in the closet like some of these people go to these people's houses doing their tax returns. It's a real office in Hialeah, Florida.
I love it.
I write the checks every month.
I love it. Give Albert a thunderous round of applause, everybody. Now you can mute yourself, Albert, because now I'm gonna pick on you. So let's see. I just built at home my cloffice. Anybody ever heard of a cloffice? We took one of our closets, right? I have a closet. I brought in a carpenter and he built this beautiful, and Albert's telling me these creepy people do that. So I'm one of those creepy people now, Albert. And I'm a happy camper. I'm just looking at this thing going, this is beautiful. It's beautiful woodwork. You got to get a master carpenter, but finding one of those, that ain't easy. So, oh boy, Albert, you are the best. And Albert, by the way, does everything for us, and he's just amazing. What he does is he makes it simple. He makes it easy. You don't panic about anything. His prices are actually beyond anything I've ever seen for people who do what he does, seriously. And he's just always there for you, especially the teams, the Mentor Studio people. He will always be there for you. So, all right, now, people don't get polls. I get so many polls and quizzes and things, and I don't even understand why that's happening. It's more irritating than anything else because I don't see the objective, and I don't figure, even in 3 or 4 questions, why can't they make it 3 or 4 or 5 questions? What do you mean I got to spend another? Do you have 10 more minutes? No, I do not. If you could just teach us a little bit, Catherine, that would be fantastic. And we'll turn it over to you for about the next 6 to 8 minutes. And tell them a little bit of...
Oh, you made it.
You're on.
Oh, okay, perfect. Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine O'Leary. And yeah, similar to what Michael was saying about the quality of the people that are on your networking groups and in your conversations, you want to make sure that your list has high quality people as well. And a way to make sure of doing that is to start a conversation with the people that you are inviting into your community and into your list. So there are several ways to do that. I always say that the person who asks the questions controls the conversation. So asking questions is a fantastic way to check in, to collect information, and to actually have a two-way conversation. It really depends on your intention. And if you don't have a solid business intention behind asking questions, don't ask them, because they just annoy people like Michael. If you really don't have a reason for asking the questions, then think about whether or not you really need to ask the questions. But let's talk about a couple of ways that you can check in or collect information from your ideal clients. Because again, you want the 10, 20, maybe 100 people in your room that are high quality, not necessarily 10,000 people in a stadium that you're trying to find the 100 or 10 people that, are actually your ideal clients. I've done that before. It's a waste of time, and you usually don't find anyone. So when we're talking about polls are a fantastic check-in. They are a great way to check in with your community on, how are things going? How are you feeling? There are a couple of things to be aware of with a poll. One, it's not statistically sound. Don't make business decisions on it. It's a check-in. It can be a popularity contest. If you actually put a poll in and it shows the results as people actually click on it, that's a popularity contest. You can't trust those results to actually make a business decision on, because people are being swayed by what's the number one answer in the poll. If you're making it a blind poll so they can't see what's been answered, then they don't know why you're asking. So you need to follow up with, hey, the winner, or the option that won the poll was this, that, or the other thing, and I'm going to use that information to, improve the service, to create a product, to do what, so that there is a question with intention. You also have to be careful with LinkedIn in particular when you're doing polls, because they have a character limit, and you can actually lose the context of what you're trying to ask if you have to really minimize your characters. So just be aware of where you're using it and why you're using it. It's a great check-in. If you're trying to collect information, which again, fantastic way to use quizzes. I did that, for surveys. I did that for 25 years in corporate. This is a one-way conversation. You are asking questions, you are collecting information, and the person doesn't get a lot back. So, when Nike or something, or somebody like that puts out a survey, they're asking a whole bunch of questions about maybe where you shop and, what you do. Do you play basketball? Do you play soccer? And they are getting all that information to use for their product innovation and their marketing campaigns. The person that's actually doing the survey tends not to get anything from it, like a report or insights or any kind of freebie at all, except for maybe an incentive, maybe a cash incentive if a professional market research firm is doing it. So assessments or surveys, fantastic for intake forms. Fantastic when you need to collect a bunch of information. This is where you can ask 30, 40, 50 questions, like whatever you need to, because this is when you need to actually collect information and you are communicating with your end client why you're asking so many questions, or what the intention, again, goes back. Why are you asking the questions? Well, I need to understand so I can better serve you and better, make sure that the offer is right for you. The best way I find to use questions is actually in a quiz. And a quiz is more of a two-way conversation. So the questions that you're asking people sends them into a little bit of a consumer journey as they discover things about themselves, and they discover, as you send them through the pathway, of potentially insights as to what they can do about a problem that they're, that's keeping them up at night. When you develop a quiz, you start with your offer and you work backwards. So you reverse engineer it so that everything ends up at the offer. So it's a little bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy when your end client actually gets there and they feel like they've gone on a journey. They've gotten a little bit of insight from you. You've given them a little bit of a taste, and then you've got a warm invite, right, to your webinar, to your one-on-one call, to your, your strategy session, to your sales page, whatever that looks like. But again, you've got that 10, 20, 100 people on your list now that are true warm leads, as opposed to the 10,000 people in the stadium that God knows what they want. And they're going to waste your time potentially because they might be freebie seekers and tire kickers. And I think we've all wasted enough time. I don't know about anyone else, but I've wasted enough time talking to people that just aren't right for the offer. So a two-way conversation in the form of a quiz is a way that you can use questions to engage your audience. So there's lots of ways to engage your audience using the best questions. And if you want to know more, you can certainly text quiz to 26786. And I'd be happy to have more discussions with you.
Awesome. Give Catherine a round of applause. Thank you for coming all the way from Canada. I think this is one of those topics that, and Catherine's going to do more on this, and she'll do more training on this, because it's one of these topics that people just don't get. And it's not that it's just, it's like anything else. It's like training a muscle. It's like, working out. If you're just throwing them out there because, I want to, there's a way to throw it out there, and there's a way to do it so your audience actually will fill them out. And if you throw out too many, right, Catherine, if you throw out too many, nobody fills out anything. We used to call it the weekly quiz. It's like, no.
And there's no, if there's
and
no,
what's happening?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, if there's no intention behind it, they'll see through it.
Yeah. And you know what's happening too a lot on quizzes I'm finding, and maybe anybody else is finding this, that when you fill out a quiz now, what's the last question? You always know what the last thing is. Well, if you filled out the quiz in a certain way, please go to our social media, right? It's like, you don't really want to know. You're driving to your social media, so I'll make a comment. And I'm just, there's more and more of that. And I think that's going to have a backlash, or that's going to have less of an effect. It'd be almost better just to let me fill it out. And you know what? Have a trigger system that in 2 days I get an email saying, thank you so much for filling out our quiz. Here's what we looked at. This is great. And if you've ever liked to post on social media about us, blah, blah, blah. But create like a little, I don't know what your thoughts are, but create like a little separation on that. I think would be perfect, much better.
I think that actually using a quiz to drive people to your social media is backwards. You should use your social media to drive people to your quiz, which is then the lead magnet, your opt-in page to then send them to the next step with you.
Exactly.
So it's actually completely back, in my humble opinion, it's completely backwards.
Yeah. And the thing too is they do it for social media. They're also doing it to get reviews, right? That's the other one. I know when I leave my doctor's office that I know I'm going to get the poll. The poll is going to be, how was your day? How was it? How was the doctor? How was this? Well, thank you so much. And can you post on our social? I'm like, it's like, why don't you create a separation around that? First, show me that you actually really care, that someone's going to read this. And then in a couple days, send something else. And I think there's so many ways to do that. So, all right, give Catherine a big round of applause, everybody out there in land out there. I wanted to thank you all for being on the speaker theater today. It's been great to have all of you on. It's always great for those of you who are just listening in at work, and I know out there we've been posting it. Donna did post everybody's links and information. It's gone out to the whole community. We have way too much fun. If you ever want to join us on this call, you just go to speakerstheater.com. You just sign up for there, and that will give you the link and everything to get in, so you can get in live. If you want to join us at the Mentor Studio, that's a simple way. We've got a post for that too. And also, you need to find out about Rainmaker, what we do at Power Team, and really how we teach business around the world and how we make that step with each other. So I wanted to thank everybody for being on. I wanted to thank you elites for being on, and everybody supporting the call as you're here with your beautiful backgrounds, all of you. And I know I'm looking at that lake, and I know that lake, but it's just a great day. It's just a wonderful day with all of you. Donna, any last things before we let them go?
Every week we are here, so join us. And if you have any questions about what we're doing, all of the different training, whether it's through Power Team with Rainmaker and all of those programs, or the Mentor Studio, go ahead and reach out to me with the same booking link, and then just put in the comment section what you would like to talk about, and I will get you connected to the right place.
Awesome. Fantastic. Well, I want to thank everybody for being on. There we go. We let it go as one team and one family, as we always do. So pop your mics open. Tell me a word for the day. We'll do it all together. We'll say 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to say that word and let it go. What's a good word for the day? Pop your mics open.
Quality.
Quality. Ooh, that was good, right up.
Mm.
Anybody else? What was that?
Capital.
Capital quality. How's that? This is good. All right, I'm going to take quality first. We heard that first. What was that?
Quality capital.
Quality capital. I love. We'll do the one word. Do quality to start, because quality will give you the right capital to move into your system as you're following down the road. And what you need to do is you're ascending the stair to the. Anyways, all right, everybody. You guys are amazing. Put your hands together. Get some energy. Warm it up. I feel like dancing. Right, Vlad? Feel like dancing. You guys are too. Look at him go. You guys are awesome. All right, quality on 3. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Quality.
Quality. There you go. I'm going to wait for you guys to wait for me to go first. You guys are awesome. I'll see you next week. I'll see a lot of you on the Mentor Studio call on Monday. Do not miss it. Be there, mentor. Be on that call. Elites, be on that call. We'll talk to y'all very soon. Bye, everybody.
Recording stopped.